Harrison, you're in your first couple games as a member of the Wichita Wingnuts. You've played here in Wichita as a member of 3 different teams in the American Association. What are your opinions being in the home clubhouse and calling Lawrence Dumont Stadium your home field?
You know, it's awesome. It's finally, it's nice to finally be on this side of the field, you know, in that dugout. You know, Hoop runs a tight ship. That's the biggest difference that I've seen so far. And everybody's working hard. Everyone's motivated, and I think that's the good part.
Coming from a pretty good hitter's ballpark in Sioux Falls, the Birdcage, this is also a place known for some offense. You see today the wind was blowing out pretty strong to left. This is a fun place to bat 50 times a year, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, Sioux Falls is nice, but you know, Sioux Falls has those days where it'll blow straight in, and this year it's been blowing in a little bit more than it's been blowing out, and every time I've come here, I look at those flags and I see them blowing the same way, so I'll take it.
You've been facing this bullpen and this pitching staff a couple of times this year and even last year as a member of Laredo. What do you think about these guys that are throwing both at the start of games and at the end of the games? The bullpen has been lights out the last 2 days.
You know, it's really impressive. Coming in the game, they're throwing strikes, counting the zone, you know, changing eye levels, doing a lot of things really well, and you know, it's fun.
I wanted to ask you one question about this field yet before I forgot. There is no necessarily a warning to it. Yes, the turf changes color, but there's no change in texture. You've had to go back on a couple of fly balls this series. Is that going to take a little bit of getting used to, and what is the process to get used to that?
Yeah, you know, it's going to take a little bit getting used to, but at the same time, you know, I need to just adapt and, you know, make sure I'm aware of my surroundings and know where I am on the field at all times, and, you know, hopefully Jace and Rodine will be able to, you know, count me down when I get too close. So
we appreciate the time, Harrison. Before we let you go, anybody you want to say hi to back home?
Yeah, so I'd like to say hi to my mom, my dad, my brother Truman, and my grandpa.
Padge, you guys have had good hitters in your lineup all year. It's been relatively inconsistent, but here over the last couple of days, you guys have been able to put up some threats in multiple innings. Today you scored a cricket number in 3 different frames. What have you seen change from the early part of your career here in Wichita and the last couple of games?
Right, I think for the most part, I think we've just kind of settled down and just tried to get our pitch with guys in the scoring position. I think when I first got here and for a few weeks we were maybe putting a little pressure on ourselves to score some runs when we were struggling a little bit, getting some guys home. So I think guys are just settling in, trying to get their pitch and put a good swing on the ball. And like you said, the last week or so, we've been able to push a few more runs across.
I know you were frustrated earlier when you first came over and at the start of the season with your swing a little bit, and it's slowly been getting better and better. Are you happy with where you're at right now, about halfway through?
I feel okay in the box right now. I've been doing a lot of work with Pop, with Jose, and I'm just talking with Hoop and just trying to be more consistent pitch to pitch. It's been my biggest thing. I was probably times trying to do too much, or times just not really staying within myself, but I've really just tried to do that the last couple weeks, and hopefully, you know, it's just like I said, we're about halfway finished, so we still have a half a season, a lot of games to go, but biggest thing is I think I'm just happy with the way we're putting ourselves in position to win series here for the last couple of weeks, and that's really what it's all about. Just try to win every series and see where that puts you.
You've had a little chance to showcase some of your speed here over the last few games. Right. You had a triple off the wall the other day, tagging and scoring from third on a fly ball to left, scoring from first. Do you consider Pete a good part of your game?
Yeah, a huge part. No, absolutely not. I take a lot of pride in trying to run the bases and get first and third and try to get guys RBIs, because I think that's what guys, you know, that's what guys do for me. So anytime you take an extra base, it just puts a little more pressure on the defense and the pitcher to make a good pitch, and you know, just trying to get good reads off the bat.
I don't know if you saw this, talking about speed, but when Starlin Rodriguez scored from second late in the game, he actually almost had his jersey blow off. A couple of buttons came undone. Have you ever run that fast where your jersey just disappeared from your top?
Yeah, no, that hasn't ever been a problem of mine. But I can imagine today, though, it's pretty hot out there, a lot of sweat, a lot of you know, ice towels, so I'm sure it was pretty heavy. And Starlin runs pretty well, so I can see that happening.
Last 2 days, the pitching staff has been pretty unreal. Link and then the bullpen yesterday, 3 1/3 perfect innings. Today, Brownie gives you a solid outing. And the bullpen, once again, Frankie Reed and Al Yavoli. just able to throw up zeros from the left side. Have you been impressed with the pitching staff here of late?
Yeah, 100%. I think even when we were struggling to score runs, I think the pitching staff was doing their job, and it's our responsibility to put up runs and support those guys. But yeah, the pitching staff's been amazing since I've been here, and hopefully those guys can keep it up too.
We appreciate the time, Pat. Before we let you go, anybody you want to say hi to back home?
Anytime, please, appreciate it. Yeah, just say hello to the family and anyone who pays attention every single day to the Wingnuts.